I show the time being at 7 o'clock, and I will call this meeting to order in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, which is posted on the east wall of this meeting room. Tonight's agenda was posted in 3 public locations: the Eagle Municipal Building, the Eagle Fire and Rescue, and the Eagle Municipal Park. The village board will now stand and recite the pledge of allegiance, and those in the audience that wish to participate, please do. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That brings us to item number 1, report from law enforcement.
For the month of February, the Cass County Sheriff's Office funded 26 calls for service. We fulfilled just under 240 hours. We issued 6 citations and 16 warning violations.
On page 3, you got 5 stop sign violations. Were those warnings or were they citations? And how do we know the difference real quick?
If you see, you got the AC at the beginning of the number there, followed by 2 numbers, and if there's a D after that, that's a warning or violation.
Okay.
If there's no B or warning, after that, it's a citation.
Okay, thank you.
On the second page, it says drugs on Highway 34. Are we talking like personal use, or is there somebody hauling through our town?
Usually it's personal use, or I haven't heard anything.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if we had.
Just a question if it's marijuana or something.
Yeah.
Like
And there, on the first page, and towards the bottom, says theft up on Parkview.
Parkview, that one was actually unfounded. Some miscommunication, misunderstanding with something. Everything's back where everything belongs there, so.
Okay. Also be aware that we should have new flags out on our machines. I don't.
That was one of the stops on
Oh.
one of the warnings there. For the, on the report there. Came on its own separate page because that one was written under our report writing system, not the new track system. Last I heard, I think the ordinance stuff was only on the report writing system, not on the statewide system.
And so are the officers out checking vehicles that are, if they're being moved or not? 'Cause I know right after our snow, there were several days that the snow stayed, and you could tell the cars hadn't moved. It had been
Ours, that I can't tell.
Yeah,
I know we
and then
had complaints early at the
days.
beginning of the month where the vehicle was not moving that we were directed to, that we checked on.
just curious.
Thanks, Charles.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have anything else? Thank you, appreciate it. All right, on to item number 2, report from building and zoning administrator.
You all should have my report. Center mid's open, had 2 inspectors this month. One got closed out. Any question or anything?
On to item number 3, public comment. Anybody have anything for public comment?
I'll just respond a little bit about vehicles not moving. Nick and I have marked several vehicles with 72 hours. Is a long time. Because typically what we found was they did move at some point within 72 hours, even if they were ended up parked at the same place. Because we marked 2 a couple different times. And
we could have sworn they never moved, but they did.
But they did, yeah. But
Quick run to Casey's.
Yeah, probably.
occasionally there's vehicles across sidewalks, occasionally there's vehicles parked opposite, but generally we don't see too terribly much of that. two vehicles that we don't like are the ones on the curve down by the park,
Yeah, those are frustrating.
but they do tend to move.
So they've got the grass all smashed down right there.
Yeah, and you tag them, which we have, and then they move them to a worse spot. So we might just need to figure out a new plan for that. I know one time the board, it's probably been a couple of years ago, talked about making that area no parking around that curve to help.
Yeah, it's a bad spot.
It is a really bad spot, and they have too many vehicles for a single lane driveway, really.
If there was ever a car parked on the other side, it'd make it tough for fire trucks to get through. I know that.
Anybody else? Seeing none, on to item number 4, discuss possible action update on new fire and rescue facility.
Well, has anybody been by there? Doing a
Some
lot,
of it's
doing a lot of
starting to
groundwork, yeah.
Looks like they're doing some dirt digging.
Footings were dug out about 10 foot, and then they put clay in today, and they're compacting it. So if you see the blue pickup out, it's because the fire trucks park in the maintenance building, so we left the pickup out. It's locked and stuff, and they had it up there because the contractors thought they might need a water truck, and we said it makes more sense for us to use that for compaction if they needed it. So
Anything else? All right, on to item number 5, discuss possible action, consider the donation of 2 2026 family pool passes to Eagle PTE for Eagle Elementary Spring Fun Night on March 20th, 2026.
I think we've done this every year, haven't we?
For at least the last few, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Sue Martin did call me yesterday and asked if she had to be here, and I said, no, you don't have to be. It's always nice if someone does come, but apparently she had conflicts, so she called checking on it.
I'd make the motion then to donate 2 of the family pool passes for 2026 to the Eagle PTE.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
We're voting on the motion second to approve the donation of 2 2026 family pool passes to Eagle PTE for Eagle Elementary Spring Fun Night, March 20th, 2026. Voting, Terry,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
John,
Yes,
James,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 6, discuss possible action, approve Wild Willie's 2026 fireworks permit application at 340 Highway 34.
We had any issues with them in the past, Nick?
Nope, we haven't.
Complaints or anything?
Nope, same request as last couple of years, so. And that he did provide everything. I don't know if I put everything in your file. It looks like I did.
Yeah.
Probably didn't need to do that. But yeah, everything's there that was needed for the permit.
you had no problem with cleanup last year, did you?
Nope,
Okay,
no issues there.
Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Wild Willie's fireworks on Highway 34 for June 26th through July 4th.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Voting on the motion second to approve Wild Willie's 2026 fireworks permit application at 340 Highway 34. Voting, James,
Yes.
John,
yes,
Dan,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 7, discuss possible action, approve construction plan and options probate cost in the amount of $158,300 submitted by Snyder and Associates for the 2026 Mill and Overlay Improvement Project, Eagle Drive.
Oh, we talked about this a little bit. With the reconstruction projects getting pushed back till 2027, the street board thought they could try to squeeze in a mill and overlay project. So you have Snyder's opinion of probable cost, and then they also Oh, would they provide some core samples and such attached to that? Otherwise, it's pretty self-explanatory. They are doing the aprons around around all the intersections actually. Yeah, pretty cut and dry. Kind of same plans as we've been doing the last several years.
I didn't look, where are they going to stop exactly?
Stoppers,
Just after.
like at the highway, you mean?
No,
Oh, at the
Just past the curve.
yeah, at the
they're going to
Go around the curve part.
Just.
Yep, just the curve, and then stopping at that first driveway on the north.
kind of where I think probably kind of about where we left off last time. I don't remember exactly. But Barbara was in touch with her. Well, she sent me an email this afternoon. I responded. She wants to get this published as soon as possible. And we talked about too. She talked about maybe doing like a little bit different this year instead of you know, just give people X amount of days from notice to proceed instead of trying to fit it into a tight schedule. But we will give like a final completion date. My suggestion would be August 31st or at the latest September 15th, because you don't want to jump into the next budget year and screw everything up. So she had originally thought the 30th of September, but I don't think that worked too well with the budget starting October 1.
In case any delays. All right, can I get a motion to approve? Snyder Associates for $158,300.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Voting on the motion second, we're going to approve the construction plans and opinion of probable cost within the amount of $158,300 submitted by Snyder and Associates for the Eagle Drive Mill and Overlay Improvements Project 2026. Voting: Dan,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 8, discuss possible action, consider purchase of a 20-foot standard shipping container from Fox Hub in the amount of $2,565.
This was something that was originally included in our sewer budget a year in July to furnish one of these to replace that building that's down there. And then likewise to shelving to go in it and electricity if need be. But this is only part of what the total budget was. And the last figure I had from him was now $25.30, if I remember right. Is that correct, Nick?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so the price did go down a little bit more. Yep.
Okay.
Is your intent to get rid of the 2 buildings then?
Well, we're gonna get definitely one and see how much stores into this thing. So
Those buildings.
that's kind of why shelving
bad.
would be in there, is try to maximize it.
I've never really been in those buildings.
No, when it comes to this building, you said something about electricity. I know that we've done special use permits and stuff for 2 other shipping containers, you specifically said no electricity. And I think it's because it's considered a temporary structure at best. So, I don't,
Okay. That true, Rick?
Yep.
Okay.
In general, I don't think there'd be a real need for it. If you need a light, you get one of those little battery operated, run, push a button. Yeah.
But either way, the budget should cover this amount plus the shelving, so.
Yep. I think it's a good idea. They're generally pretty solid. So just gotta make sure it's got a good foundation to put it on.
Is there one there? I mean, would that be extra? Or is there a foundation there?
We'd probably have to put something on it, or at least put some rock or something out there.
And that's not included in this.
No.
What's wrong with the buildings that we have to take down?
They're getting pretty wore out. Pretty ready to fall down. Yeah. I get a motion to approve purchase of the Connex for it'd be $25.30 now. Is that
Yeah, I
plus
think so. I mean,
taxes?
well, it should be, it is tax exempt. I'll just have to send them over a form. I'm not sure where these guys are out of. Does anybody know? We can
I
figure,
think they have several locations in this
okay,
country,
we
but
can figure that out later.
they're out of Chicago as far as their headquarters goes.
And this price does, if I remember right, include shipping, correct?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
It includes shipping,
Yes, it does.
so.
So I make a motion to approve the purchase of a 20-foot container not to exceed $2,565.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Okay, voting on the motion second to approve the purchase of a 20-foot standard shipping container from Box Hub in an amount not to exceed $2,565. Voting Dan,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
John,
Yes,
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 9, discuss possible action to consider purchase of a desktop computer from Custom LED Lighting for the village clerk's office in the amount of $1,800 or $1,815.
As you guys might recall, I've kind of had this in the budget the last 2, maybe 3 years, just knowing it was coming one of these years. It was time. Well, I think what pushed it more than ever is I got an alert from QuickBooks saying they're no longer going to support the Windows 10. So we do need to get a Windows 11 desktop. So now's the time to replace it, get a new one. This one's wearing out anyway. It's probably 7, 8 plus years old. I don't know how old it is.
That's
but-
where you got your last computer from, right?
So yeah, the last one we did get from, I guess custom LED lighting, Crystal, I'm not sure how it was included. James did provide a second one from Saint Technology Services.
Yeah, so when I came across the packet, I seen a quote in there. There's a little sketch on the quote. It looked like maybe it was an assembled off-the-shelf parts. The quote I got here, it's an actual like Lenovo, so it has, as you see, a note on the bottom there, that it's a unit's manufactured supported, so it has its own warranty through Lenovo, etc. I've been in active discussions with this outfit anyhow about becoming an IT managed systems. So I think for my proposal, I think it'd be wise to go that direction to get a taste of his business practices, and then as we evolve out of the fire department evolves out of this building, and we get over what perhaps Saint could do for a proposal for our other technology needs, I think is a good step forward. And we already know how some other companies have treated us, I guess you'd say. It's really a fair, I mean, didn't he get to look at the other bid before he put his bid in? He actually didn't. I kind of told him what we needed. His first bid to me was incredibly high. And I told him, listen, this isn't a gaming PC. This isn't whatever, we don't need a lot of the things we had. In fact, we went up to the clerk's office and even discussed what, the desk situation is and everything. And this is the quote that he was able to provide. If something ever happened, we went with him. If something ever happened to the computer in the middle of the day, do you think he would come and have a look at it?
He's based out of Hickman, so it's not like he's too far away.
Yeah, so he's a Lincoln native. He only recently moved to Hickman. So the fellow that runs the company, I've been with him for about 5 years, and I think a lot of the guys that I run with, he also knows, and so he's a very trustworthy guy. If it matters, he's ex-military. He takes his job very serious. I know we've done business for the last several times with Custom LED. I kind of like to stay with what we've been doing with him.
I agree because he's been really good and Nick likes him and
If you was to pick one, Nick, which one would you want?
Well, it's up to you guys to pick. I don't know anything about. I just met. I can't remember his first name. Colton today. I can only speak to what I've had with Chris currently.
And you're happy with his?
I mean, I haven't had any issues on the computer side.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
wouldn't be
down the
opposed
road,
to
if we
giving
want to
it.
entertain something different, that's down the road, but I think that we should stick with Chris on this one.
okay. Well, then I'd make the motion to go with Custom LED lighting at at $1,815 for his PC.
I'll second.
My only concern here with everybody is you need to have transparency with what we're doing. And hey, the bid was already out on the table as to how much it was. Your friend put in his bid, and then you told him it was high. Was that because you based that on what you'd already seen, or you just felt it was high
So,
regardless?
the original bid he gave me had a lot of extra components in the computer that is not needed for an office building.
Okay,
That's what it's based off of.
I'm just saying we wouldn't accept that from anybody bidding our streets, say, if they knew
No,
what
I
the opponent's
get it.
bid was, is all I'm
So
saying.
I'll add to it then that Custom Melody lighting, I didn't get a chance. I'm on the tech committee. I didn't get to see this before it got put in the packet. Right? And so that's all, but we don't need 4 HDMI ports. There's a lot of things that just seems.
And he did say he could get rid of that. If we want to get rid of that 4 HDMI, I told me it'd save me like $10 or something, but,
Well, as I know computers, anyway, we won't get into the.
or maybe it's 100, I don't know.
I'm kind of more in favor with going with James' guy, but I'm most likely we won't be able to approve this quote either way tonight because it wasn't on the agenda, but.
Well, or, I mean, you could, it came
Okay.
in, but it was,
I just feel we've been with him and we've been happy with his work and Nick's happy with his work, so I just think we should stay with him.
I agree.
Like I said, I've tried to steer away from some of the business practices of a certain individual due to other experiences I've had. And that is why I've come up with what I've come up with, so.
I'm kind of more in favor of giving another guy a shot. Not saying we're trying to steer away from Chris, but I kind of wouldn't mind stretching out a little bit. Try
We've got a
something.
motion in a second on it. We can put it to a vote, and if it fails, we can do a different motion.
Chris is a local businessman too.
we do have a motion second. Was there any further discussion, or do you want to call the roll?
Call the roll.
Okay, so voting on that, we have Terry,
Yes,
Dan,
Yes.
John.
What's your motion exactly?
It was
go with Chris.
to approve custom LED lighting in the amount of $1,015.
Yes.
Then James.
No.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Motion carried.
On to item number 10, discuss possible action, concrete driveway and apron at 625 F Street.
I did get a chance to look at this. I don't know about you, Marcus. but
Yep, I looked at it a little bit.
It is pretty tough.
It is pretty bad. I popped that manhole and it doesn't appear that the riser has any kind of wear or any
So
kind
that's,
of.
I did too. I
silting or
looked down in there. I
anything
was
like
kind of wondering if bricks or whatever would be laying down in there.
There was no cracks, there was no dirt going down the sidewalls or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's sewer related.
I don't think it is too. If you look at the drive, you can see the whole driveway all the way up to the house, and the neighbor's driveway is also it's even worse than this one. I think it's just the type of ground it is, the clay, how it expands and contracts too much, and it's just gonna keep going because we've already tried to repair this a couple years ago.
Did somebody fix this once, John? Is that what you told me?
Did what?
Somebody did this once before?
That's been replaced once already, yeah.
How long ago? Do you remember it all? I don't remember. But
That's probably a good 15 years ago or
I
more.
don't know if they put sand on it. It's just like, I don't know if someone washed it out. It's like a core compaction to me. Or
Yeah,
something.
and it's not like we dug up the sewer to do a repair. It's been that, we haven't touched that from my understanding for a while, so.
Yeah, I mean, if we had messed it up and dug it up, I could see we would have to repair it.
and we understand what's going on in the street when they did the new mill and overlay and shaved the curve down. And yeah, obviously the driveway is not ours. I think the only real question is, are we gonna pay for the apron since the manhole's in the apron? And that's up to you guys.
I'm leaning towards no, but if you look to that,
we got.
part of that curb right on the side, that is too high. So in the process of them doing that, I think we could drop that back down so the rain goes down the curb like it's supposed to. Right
Yes.
now is the hump right there.
I don't know why is that hump there?
I don't know, but, and now it gives them the opportunity to lower the driveway so they don't have that lip from the street up though. So it's kinda works in their favor a little bit that they're gonna do it now. But I think we need to have that curb, that 2-3 feet of curb fixed so it doesn't have that hump so the rainwater washes down the curb like it should.
Yeah, I wonder who did that. I don't recall that. You know, that white piece.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But as far as the crack down the middle of this driveway, if you drove from here up to my house, you'll find at least 28 of them that are that way.
Yeah.
Right down the middle.
Had that fixed, Nick, where that piece is, they ground into it and then run the machine over and broke it. That's the reason.
That's why we fixed it.
That's why it's fixed.
Gotcha.
I should have left it lower.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should tear that back up and get it lower so that way it runs like it should instead of having that hump over there. And this thing,
Can we get a quote from like Pavers that does good work for us and see what it would cost?
I don't know if Paver would do that. That's a pretty small job. But I'm sure ask.
So let's start with this. Do we want to, are we offering to re-pour the apron or no? Let's start there first. Tear up and re-pour or no?
no, I'm thinking not.
Are they gonna redo their whole driveway? Is that what it's?
I think they will. They just want to know. So her exact question on the email was, they're looking at redoing their driveway. However, there's a manhole in the middle of it. That's the sole reason they'd like to fix it, is they think that's what's causing the concrete to crack and sink. There's a crack that runs a large chunk of the driveway that's over an inch deep. The entry onto the street is very harsh as well. With the manhole in our driveway, and they think it's their driveway. It kind of is. It's more the approach. It's the apron. Is the town sewage? Is what they're saying. Is the town sewage responsible for covering expenses, or would it be any kind of a split coverage? Is the question. They've reached out to me 2 or 3 times since, so they want an answer, relatively soon.
It is our decision, but I know in Lincoln, if that's within Lincoln would pay to fix that.
Because it's in the right of way and there's a
Because
utility
right
in
away,
there.
it would be our sewer line.
Just up to the sidewalk?
Just.
Yeah, it wouldn't go past the sidewalk for sure.
I got a feeling it'd be opening a can of worms
Just
for
piece
everybody
of
up
the
that
You
street.
know,
would want
that's
to
my
approach it.
worry too. People that.
Just keep in mind, if you drop that 2 inches out of the street, you're gonna lower it where that manhole is unless you come up and level off as you come across it. Now, as I remember when it was there the first time, the manhole actually stood up out of that driveway. And you had a problem with if somebody came in with a bobcat or whatever to push the snow, they took it.
Yeah, we might.
I don't think that's
we might-
happening the way this is set up now, but
We might have to re-level the manhole if that's the case. Even if we didn't pay for it and they dug it out, we might have to run a spring line from the street entrance to the sidewalk and make sure it's where it's supposed to be. They do sell the foam rings, and you can set it up to where it's level where it's supposed to be.
So is this, because I don't know, is this the only property on the street or in the area that has a manhole sitting there? It might be.
I guess I've never really looked.
I mean, that'd be the
I don't
argument.
think,
That'd be the
if
argument.
there is, there probably isn't but one more on that street if there is, but I wouldn't think there's a lot.
Well, that'd be the argument if the next guy said, well, I want you to do my apron too. You could say, well, there's not a manhole sitting in
Yeah.
yours. Either way, if you make them do it, we just need to make sure they do a good job since they're kind of.
Yeah, well, even if they do it, we're gonna have to re-level or make sure the manhole's where it's supposed to be before they pour it.
Yeah.
They should be able to pour around it either way. I mean,
Yeah, but if it's not flat, if you run a string line from the sidewalk to the entrance of the drive and it's, an inch high. I know that's what we do every day. They sell those foam rings. You lift the steel ring off, you lift it up, put the foam under it, set it up where it's supposed to be, and then pour around it.
And if you guys want, I wasn't gonna, have our contractor come out and bid it or anything ahead of time until we knew for sure if we wanted.
I wouldn't be
to.
opposed to giving them a little bit, mainly just because of that section of curb that needs to be redone. So
I wonder if we
throw
got a
them in a
bid.
little bit of a bone for that. and
I wonder
have
if we
to
got a
calculate-
bid, Marcus, and maybe paid for half of it.
They want to do the whole thing. I'm not. No. I mean, I was thinking maybe just a couple $100 or something
Yeah.
like that. Because they want to do all the way up to the garage.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we got a bid just for that piece.
Yeah, we would
paid for
cover
that
any of
just-
this.
Yeah.
Half of the apron.
so I'd say the approach is the only thing I'd even consider.
Yeah,
The rest, everybody else has that same problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, is just half of the apron. If we offered him, half the price of the apron, I'm guessing that's probably gonna cost them somewhere around $1,000, $1,500 would be my guess.
The advantage of having the same person do it, so you can fix the curb at the same time. If we have somebody come out to fix the curb, hell, it's probably gonna be $1,000 to fix the curb.
Yep. Just, yeah, get them out here.
Yep.
I agree.
So let's just have somebody come out and get a bid on the curb and the apron. Put it on the next agenda or two.
Sure. That or just say, give them $500. So, I think that'd be enough.
That's up to you. That's up to you
I'd
guys.
be alright either way, get a quote or
I'd
just,
say let's get a quote, and then we'll see where we're at.
I just didn't know how big a hurry. If they wanted,
Well-
to say, if they wanted this, you said they were kinda in a hurry.
They sound like they're in a hurry, but the weather's still not that great. To be honest. I think they have plenty of time.
If we wanna make a decision tonight, I'd say throw them $500, otherwise the other thing's quote, depending on how much of a hurry you think they're in.
Well, she's been on me a couple, 2-3 times wanting to know where we're at, so I told her we had to wait for a meeting. Yeah, I'd say they're relatively in a hurry. I think they're relatively new to the property, so I think they just wanna make it look nice. Get a bid? Or they're really, I mean, you could offer them that too.
I was gonna say, how about, I'll make the motion to approve up to $500 if they accept it, otherwise we'll get a bid. Something along those lines.
They decide they don't want,
If they
they
decide they don't
want
wanna
more
send,
than $500.
we'll get a quote.
Yeah.
Okay. If they're willing.
I'm with you.
If they're in a hurry and don't wanna wait 2 weeks, they can accept the $500. If not, we'll get a quote. Can I get a second on that motion?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
That's what the understanding, if you give them the cash, they have to spend it though.
Yes.
Has to
Oh,
go
okay.
towards,
That has to be to fix the.
Has to be to
upright.
fix
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Anything about the curb?
That includes replacing that 3 foot of curb. They would have to do that.
They need to know.
Their contractor would need to do that.
Yep, yeah, their contractor would have to do that at the same time they pull it toward the approach.
I really think $500 is enough.
gonna pay for maybe half of it. I mean, I'm thinking that job's gonna be $1,000, $1,500 for that approach.
Even the curb, I think.
A little section curve, it's hard to do.
I'd almost have to state though, that curb is at our expense because the street is ours.
Yeah.
That apron's theirs
Yeah, and
technically.
the approach, exactly, their approach is their kind of issue. And the
Yeah.
apron, once they add to their
That's fine.
contractor, we are,
Quote.
I feel that we would be contributing a little bit to their approach in that. I
Okay.
mean, if we had somebody come out just to do that approach, it would cost more, but since it's part of their project, that $500 is cost, is more than what that curb's gonna have, so we're helping them a little bit.
Okay.
It's my thought process.
Let's vote.
I still think you should get a quote so that we can know what the curb is gonna cost versus the,
They can turn it down, if they want to, they can turn down the 500. That's what if they want us to get a quote to be more.
If you get a quote, what are you gonna do with the quote?
well, then you know if you're in the ballpark or not. And if, like you said, if we have to pay for the street part and we know if we can get a contractor to break it down, then you would know exactly.
And really,
You wanna move forward with your
you're gonna
motion?
have,
I was gonna say, yeah, we have a motion.
You wanna move forward with that? Okay.
there's one other thing I want to discuss,
good.
Marcus. If we have them take that piece of curb out, they're probably gonna have to cut it a little bit bigger. You need to pin it on each side so it doesn't come up.
Yep.
Because
This
if you
stuff's all
use
foreign to
concrete
me,
back
so
in there, it's gonna
hopefully
be.
you guys can
Yeah,
expand.
with the way the
Take it out,
driveway
widen
moves
up, and
around.
get a chin on each side and put it back.
Yep, for sure. They'll definitely have to be coordinated with the contractor. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
I just don't think that's enough.
Any other discussion, quick? Voting on the motion second to, approve up to $500, towards the concrete apron repairs, adjacent to 625 F Street. Is that okay?
Yep.
Voting on that. James,
Yes.
John,
Yes,
Dan,
Yes.
Terry,
No,
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on, item number 11, discuss possible action, consider options for municipal building property located at 6th and G Street.
You don't have to read that, you can look at that one, it's just a couple people know. This is the little property we just bought.
I kind of asked that to be put on there because we discussed originally, okay, the building, so at this point, what are we gonna do with the building, everybody? The lot is ours now, so if you remove the building, then you might have somebody that says, hey, that's a buildable lot, and I might be interested in it. Right now, they'd have to do something with the building. Not only that, you might get something that starts squatting in it as far as, hey, nobody knows I'm in here, you know, well, so as the weather gets a little better, and you have an issue there too, so.
Well, take the garage door with it.
So I visited with our maintenance supervisor today, and he was asking about projects that probably should be done, and I suggested that one of the projects would be tearing that building down. I suggested taking the siding and tin off, and then knocking it down, not taking the roof tin off, but knocking it down and then taking the roof tin off. That can go to altars, and then we could cut out the wood. They can take it out to my bird pile. So
Okay.
he seemed doable with that.
I wondered if you offered it to Neiman, if he'd just come take it.
He might.
Come on. But he hasn't got our scrap metal yet
No,
either, so.
He's gone on vacation right now, but yeah, I'm just, if he would do it for free, just come get it and be gone with it, I think we'd be money ahead. But yeah,
Would we need to have him sign any kind of waiver, make sure it doesn't get hurt doing the process?
building permit for demoing, right? That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Rick, you want a demo permit on that from the city? Well, the little shed over there on 6th and G.
I'm thinking back last.
Oh, there's a little shed at 6th and G, the old Yasa property, where that skid steer sat for years. I mean, do you want one?
There's no water or sewer hookup.
No, nothing in it.
That's what the purpose is. for
But
them.
so we would tear it down, but if Neiman tears it down.
And I don't know if there ever was there ever electric there?
Yeah,
might have
there
been.
was electric,
Is
but
it
it's
gone?
not hooked up.
Even if Neiman did it, if somebody else did it, would you need a demo permit?
We own the property.
Okay.
And they
I don't think so.
Okay. That's
The
fine.
only thing we might want is just to see he has liability for,
And he does have
So-
liability for his company, so yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. I mean, one way or the other, we want it down.
I'm not
right?
saying he would, but if he would come and do it, you know, for the village,
I'm
just tear
all
it down,
for it.
and our guys don't have to mess with it.
Yep.
So start there, tear it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
At some point, it needs taken down.
Sounds good.
And I could, if you would like, I could contact him and ask him.
If you would. Okay.
Agreeable.
And then what after demo, we're gonna talk about some other solutions for the property after that,
Yeah, I think so.
because I got my own concerns.
After they tear the building down, you guys would remove all, I'm assuming it has a foundation, concrete floor,
Post building,
just a post, that's all it is? Okay. You probably still have to dig up the post then.
well, now,
Yeah, pull them out.
yeah.
Okay. So if he tears it down, leave us enough to
Unless
wrap
he
a
just
chain
rips it
around
out,
it.
Unless he brings one of his excavators or just rips it out of the ground.
That'd be cool if you do that. If not, ask him to leave us a little bit of something to wrap around to pull up. Alright. Anything else on that one?
We'll start there.
Good. On to item number 12, approve or deny minutes of code for the previous meeting.
Make a motion to approve minutes as typed.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Voting on the motion second to approve minutes is tight for the previous meeting. Dan,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
James,
Abstain?
John,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 13, discuss and possible action, approve claims. Anybody have any questions about any of the claims?
Got a handful of additions there.
I don't know which one would be on Black Hills. I know we discussed the highway shop disconnecting the gas to it once it got warm.
Mhm.
Is it something we want to do sooner than later now, or wait another month, or?
It's up to you guys.
I think it's fairly decent now. I mean, it's gonna get a little bit chillier a couple nights, but there's nothing in there that we really need to worry about freezing.
Or you tell me when you want me to have it shut off by, and I can. You just want it terminated altogether, shut off, or is that like you're at our Black Hills and Constellation bills? So
Yeah,
2 bills up.
We did have Black Hills come and visit last night at the fire station, so they said that if you remove gas from a property, a lot of times it's hard to get it back, so I don't think we'd ever decide to sell that property. You heard that one? He
I
told us that
didn't
last
know.
night.
I will disagree with that. I used to work for a contractor for them. They loved putting their cash register on the side of any building.
Just what he was telling last night, when we ever sold that, then it might be hard to get it back.
Maybe if we decided that we wanted gas, they might be a little more hesitant, but if we sold it on a new customer, they will come out in a heartbeat to do it.
I mean, I'm all for saving the money, or spending money up there that we don't.
You guys want me to, try to get that set, around April 1st or immediately, or what do you think?
I'm thinking just do it. I think it's warm enough now. There's no water in there or anything. There are no chemicals, correct? Or paint, cleaners or anything.
No, it's just kept somewhat warm in case they, start to use the backhoe, but
We can plug that in next year.
plug it in. Yeah. So you want off permanently, so shut the
Yeah.
gas off, no more
Pull a
bill,
meter.
nothing.
Yeah, if they want to leave the service hooked up, they can, but have them pull the meter. That way we're not paying our monthly fee.
Which maybe next year we have the container out there. You can put the mowers in the container, and you have a spot for the backhoe.
Well, I can work on that.
Sounds good.
Any other questions?
Can I get a motion to approve the claims?
Motion approved claims is presented.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Voting on the motion, second to approve claims as presented. Terry,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 14, report from attorney.
Had a few just questions with Nick, on unlicensed vehicles that we always have. Easements on 4th Street, the engineer just had got the maps and the legal descriptions ready. That would be for temporary construction easements when you do the paving and sewer project on 4th Street. We'd already prepared the ones, is it for?
We did we'll do 4th for our next meeting.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put those easements together. We already have the other ones put together, and then it's gonna be a matter of having the staff, I think, and maybe Snyder's assisting, going door to door and talking to each of the folks that we're going to ask for signatures on. I don't see that we have any permanent easements that are needed. It looks like it's all temporary construction. There may be some requirement to move a couple of fences on 4th Street. Otherwise, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's also a little bit of work over on 2nd Street into the trailer park because they're doing that sewer project that extends beyond 4th Street. So I'll be working on that probably in the next week. We got a preliminary plat in last week. And Nick, the office has been going through it to see if everything's there, and Barbara and I got copies of some of it. We've discovered, as is kind of the rule, that they are not complete plans. They don't have everything in it that's required. And we're going to take the position this year that everything is going to be in before we schedule it, because it's inefficient and it's been inefficient in the past when they say, we'll get it to you, and they get it to us the night before the hearing, and then we say, we don't have enough time to review it, and then they want to know why it's going to be delayed another month. So I think we start out with everything in before we go. So
And we did get a response back tonight. I don't know if you've seen it
yeah,
yet.
Nick sent them what our punch list was basically, and they commented that some things need to come in. I'm getting ready to send it back. I had no way to look at the map because I didn't have access to it, so I'm going to look at that tonight. But I'm going to respond and just say,
Perfect.
we're not going to delay this. You guys are going to get everything in. They have to have a title company put together a list of all of the property owners around the perimeter, and that's always been in our rules. They just never followed it. So we're just going to make them level up and do what they're supposed to do. So that's what's coming in. I would expect we'll probably see a preliminary plat hearing with the Planning Commission early April maybe. Given they've got a couple things that need to get in that they don't have done yet. And of course, we have seen this property, for those of you who've been on the board. We've actually went through a full preliminary and approved it on this property with a different developer. So it's not a new property to the village at the Planning Commission, it's just a different design. We got the USDA, I think I reported this a couple months ago, the USDA approved releasing the lien on the property the fire station is being built on. They sent us the form, and it was not adequate for state law to file at the Register of Deeds office, which they should have known. It's not notarized. It doesn't meet the criteria that it needs to. I sent it back to them, or I contacted them late January, early February, and then I don't know, I've not heard back from that
I
gal.
haven't either.
And I wonder if she's there or if they've been on break again. So I'm not worried about it because we were not going to change title on that property. It's still going to be owned by Eagle Facilities and Grounds Association. It just means that we need them to follow through and get us an actual partial release on the mortgage. So we're going to keep working on that. I need to get the triple net lease drafted. We won't really know what the full amount is on the build until it's ready to go, until we get to the end of the build for all of the terms and everything for the triple net lease, but I'll probably get that drafted this month. And as you might recall, with the triple net lease, what that means is that Eagle Facilities and Grounds owns the ground and the building technically. Rural Fire and the Village of Eagle will take care of all the expenses on the building, all the maintenance according to our agreement. And so there won't be any money changing hands, essentially. They're gonna pay down that bond. We're gonna help pay down that bond, and when it gets down to zero, at that point, we could distribute the land from EFCA out to rural and the village at that point in time, 50-50. That's gonna be 20 years from now, or a little bit more. So it's probably nothing you guys will worry about, but we'll get that put together. I think that's all I've got right now with the village.
That's right.
Well, then I have a couple of questions for Maureen, and not that I don't know the answers, but hey, I think it'd be nice that the public hears the opinion, and not only that, but maybe it appears in the minutes. As we get ready to do Eagle Drive up there, that means there's not gonna be any parking on that street while they're doing that. Some of these people around town think that the areas in front of their house is theirs regardless. We got all these people that are gonna have to go somewhere, and hey, it might be in front of your house. Now, you don't own the street, folks. It's nice you can park out there, but you really don't own it. That's my opinion up front. Ask Maureen if I'm right or wrong.
Well, it's pretty common with yeah, you don't own it. But it's public access as long as you're not doing construction. So you guys have the right to have some temporary no parking areas on the right of way while you're doing construction.
And even when you don't, technically, isn't that correct? Again, you don't own the street. They took my street away when I hadn't made no parking on it.
You don't own it, but the village would have to take action to prevent somebody from parking
I guess
on
you
it, on the
missed,
side of it.
you might have missed my point. Maybe I
Yeah,
didn't
and
phrase
I'm
it
not,
quite right.
I'm not following what you're asking
John's
me
basically
exactly.
telling people not to get mad if somebody that lives on Eagle Drive has to park in front of your house when you live on a side street.
Yeah.
It's public right away. Don't get mad when they have to
No,
have
you
somebody
don't,
to
you
park.
don't, obviously don't have an exclusive control.
Well, that's my
over
point. You don't have
what-
anything to do with the street.
Yeah.
Now, one of the other things is recently, I've been on one of the sidewalks, and you had the one individual that, no, that's my sidewalk, you can't walk on it. Now, you and I all know that that's not true. It's municipal property out there, even though you're responsible for maintaining it. So,
Who thinks that?
Yeah,
but, I don't know where they get these ideas, whatever. Maybe they just don't like me.
That's interesting, yeah.
no,
I'm
that's,
done.
Anybody else have anything, Maureen? All right, on to item number 15, report from clerk treasurer.
Well, we attended the Midwinter Conference last week, Monday, Tuesday. Obtained 8 CEUs for the treasurer position. Community Center Steering Committee was on February 24th. That was last Tuesday. We already hit on the preliminary plat we received for Eagle Point last week. New water and sewer rates. You'll see that those will be reflected on the March bills. That's based on the ordinance we passed 2-3 meetings ago. The park board, Marcus and Dan, don't forget, we'll meet tomorrow at 6 o'clock at the office to review pool applications. I'm just gonna skim through this here. Total income ending February 28th was $96,999.23. Your last page is your account balances, checking, CD savings. Terry, you have anything to add about the steering committee meeting or anything else for that matter?
Yeah, we had about 12 people with the job, Nick and I and everybody at the steering committee. We had a booth at the soup supper, the steering committee did. I and Amber Dozer manned the booth. We got 49 surveys completed. Tricia Morse picked those up. She's doing the accounting of those. She's making some charts, etc. I tend to believe she's going to present them at the March 11th steering committee meeting, which should be held here at 7 o'clock on the 11th. So I invited 2 builder type people to come, so when we have our meeting, maybe they can give us some suggestions on what makes sense out there. And that's about it.
Any questions for us?
Nick, I know I brought up because I wasn't able to make it to the Midwinter Conference. Were you able to get,
Oh, the recordings?
yeah,
I believe so. I believe that was part of that attachment they sent. Are you still interested in those? I'll forward those to you to
sweet, and
watch.
thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Okay.
Meeting adjourned, 7:54.